So y'all, I'm back again with Women of the Bible. We're talking about Deborah. Her name means honeybee. Her character, her vision of the world was shaped not by political situation of her day, but by her relationship with God. Though women in the ancient world did not usually become political leaders. Deborah was just a leader Israel needed, a prophetess who heard God and believed in him, who courage amused the people and enabled them to throw off for foreign oppressions. Her sorrow that her people had sunk into despair because of their auditory forgetting God's promises and the faith of their ancestors. Her joy that God turned the enemy's strength on his head, bestowing power to the weak and blessing the land with peace for 40 years. Her story, Jericho gateway to Canaan, had lain in ruins for 200 years. From there, the Israel had swept across the country like a storm of locusts, devouring everything in their path. But the native people had somehow managed to survive, and like well-rooted weeds, their idolatry spread until it began to strangle Israel's faith. Rahab and Joshua were the pillars of the memories now, and the slaves turned warriors were once again underdogs, oppressed for 20 years by a coalition of Canaan rulers, whose chief warrior was Sierra. I'm just gonna say that Sisera. His 900 iron-plated chariots terrified the ill-armed Israel people, threatening to sweep over them with invincible force. Small wonders no one challenged him. Sierra must have felt smugly secure, especially since Israel was now led by a woman. But the military calculations failed to account for one key variable, the strategic power of that woman's faith. Deborah was a prophetess who held court under a palm tree several miles northwest of Jericho. Though much of Israel was divided and despaired, she refused to lose heart. How could she forget God's faithfulness living so close to ruined Jericho? She summons Barak, a Jew from the north, and told him plainly, "The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you, go, take with you 10,000 men of Naphtali and Zebulun and lead the way to Mount Tabor. I will lure Sierra, the commander of Jabin's army, with his chariots, with his chariots and his troops to the Kishon River and give him into your hands." But like every other man of Israel, Barak was terrified of Sierra, and he refused to comply unless one condition was met. Deborah must accompany him. She would be his talesman on the day of battle. "Very well," she replied, "I will go with you. But because of the way you were going about this, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will hand Sierra over to a woman." Hearing the plot, Sierra led his troops and chariots to the Kishon River, determined to crush the uprising. But his very strength turned against him as rain swelled the river to flood tide. Suddenly, 900 iron chariots became a huge liability. No matter how furiously the soldiers flogged their horses, urging them onward, oozing mud held them. They became easy targets for Barak's troops, sweeping down from Mount Tabor, putting every man but Sierra to the sword. Once again, God had heard his people cry and had sent a deliverer, this time a woman, who faith stilled the voices of doubt and timidity, so that people could hear the one voice that mattered. On their day of victory, David and Barak sang this song. When the princes in Israel take the lead, when the people wouldn't offer themselves, praise the Lord. Hear this, you king. Listen, you rulers. I will sing to the Lord. I will sing. I will make music to the Lord, the God of Israel. Village life is Israel's cease until I, Deborah, arose, a mother in Israel. Indeed, a mother in Israel has arisen, a woman whose strong faith gave birth to hope and freedom and a peace that lasted 40 years. Never again will the Canaanites join forces against Israel. Like an ancient Joan of Arc, Deborah arose and called the people to battle, leading them out of idolatry and restoring their dignity as God's chosen ones. And I will be back with another woman of the Bible. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, my reactors.